90.9 FM, Farmington. This program is supported by MyLabs, patient-ordered testing. San Juan Regional Medical Center is expanding its services to offer low-cost blood screenings year-round. Now offering walk-in convenience to get the blood tests you want when you want them. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, is available at the hospital's laboratory and the Outpatient Diagnostic Center on 30th Street in Farmington. With nearly 20 tests available, there's an option for everyone. MyLabs, patient-ordered testing, a wellness service of San Juan Regional Medical Center. Eleven minutes past 8 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM and 90.9 HD. Special welcome to our viewers who are watching us live this morning as we stream live from our visual radio studio here at San Juan College on our KSJE Facebook page and the new KSJE channel on YouTube. You can subscribe to both to catch these videos live as we do them, or watch an old show that you may have missed from the last couple of weeks. We've been doing it now for, a little over a month now from our visual radio studio, so we've got quite a collection of video programs available for you to check out and let us know what you think. Coming up on the program today, we have a busy morning, so let's get started with showing you what is coming up, beginning with talking about the Four Corners Conference for Professional Development. That interview coming up in just a few moments here on KSJE. And then at 8:30 this morning, my guest will be MP Schuldmeier. She is a Democrat running in New Mexico House District 3. It's the start of our political coverage here at KSJE. We have sent invitations to all of the candidates running in contested races, and those who have responded are being scheduled and interviewed to share their views with our listeners. MP Schuldmeier is first. She'll be on the air this morning at 8:30 here on KSJE. And we'll round out the 8 a.m. hour as we do every Monday with our visit with Lewis Campbell from Synergy Computer Systems to talk technology. That is coming up this morning at about 8:55. So lots of reasons to tune in, lots of reasons to listen, of course, right here on KSJE. You can listen online, of course, at ksje.com, or, of course, you can watch us, as I mentioned, on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Our website is also where you can check out our regional events calendar at ksje.com, and let's take a look at some of the events going on this week. We have a lot of things listed there for you. Again, the deadline is fast approaching for the auditions for the 5th annual San Juan County's Got Talent competition. That is a fundraiser for the San Juan County Partnership. Freedom from Smoking class taking place at San Juan Regional Medical Center tomorrow. Later on this week, the Beyond Words art exhibit opening here at the San Juan College Henderson Fine Arts Center Gallery, featuring art from the one and only Bev Taylor. Hope you'll join us for that up here at the campus. The Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival is going on this weekend, of course, as well as Chili in October from the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. Pumpkin Festival happening today out at Sutherland Farms near Aztec. And tomorrow night, we will be also with Farmington Police at the National Night Out at Berg Park tomorrow afternoon from 4 to 7. Just a few of the many events that are happening that we've got posted for you on our regional events calendar at ksje.com. Joining me now on this part of the program, Carol Taulbee is here. She is one of the co-chairs for this year's Four Corners Conference for Professional Development that is taking place later on this month, Thursday, October 11th, here at San Juan College. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Thanks for being here.
And thank you for having me.
You bet. You are one of the co-chairs of the conference. That means there's another co-chair that's not with us this morning.
Right. Aaron Chavez, he's the director of the San Juan Water Commission. He and I will be co-chairing the event on October 11th.
Okay. And you've been working on this for a year or more, right?
We have. The board starts immediately after the event in October. We'll start working on next year's event.
I see. And so this year, as I mentioned, it's October 11th. It's pretty much a full-day event, correct, here at the college?
It is.
And you always have workshops and speakers that you bring in from outside of the area, and it's really designed for professional development.
Correct.
which is the name.
Correct. Yeah.
And so the word goes out, and there's always people that I run into in the community that have not heard about the conference or would like to go to the conference. And so talk to me a little bit about, why folks should make plans to attend.
Well, this is an amazing event. In my career, I've had the opportunity to go to other areas and attend, and this is on par with anything that I've attended outside of the state. We offer 3 sessions with 25 classes.
Right. Okay.
And they range anywhere from financial to how to get along in the workplace, customer service. If anything that you're interested in, you'll find in this class.
Okay,
Or
in the
this
conference. Right.
Yeah.
And the theme this year is Unlock the Power of Generations.
Right.
And talk to us a little bit about that. Are we talking generations in the workforce or generations at home, or both?
We are actually, well, it could probably be across home and work,
Yeah.
but we're talking more workplace.
Okay.
Alicia Rainwater she's actually a millennial.
Okay.
Talking on the generational differences, and she just brings a lot of energy, a lot of humor. It is just, I listened to her clip and just laughed for the whole 15 minutes that I heard it.
Interesting.
So she's well worth just coming. Even if you just came to the keynote, she's well worth attending.
Right. And we have a picture of her to show folks who are watching, by the way. You can watch our conversation on KSJE's Facebook page and our YouTube channel, everybody. And this is your keynote speaker, Alicia Rainwater, as you mentioned, right?
Right.
And so what about these generations? Because I always hear that that certain people like to do certain things in the workforce. And as a good manager, managers need to kind of understand where these individuals are coming from. Is that kind of the message?
That is the message. She talks about predominantly, of course, I'm a baby boomer, and life is real structured. You be on time. You work when you're supposed to. You don't.
Right.
You don't get on your cell phone. You don't.
Right.
You don't go to the bathroom and take selfies during the day. And she talks about from a millennial perspective and how they're thinking, and it's just really interesting and it's informative. It helps you kind of understand. It helps me understand the younger generations.
Right. And for all of us who work in multi-generational settings, I think it's important for all of us to understand that, right? Because I think a lot of maybe baby boomers or Gen Xers or Ys look at the millennials and say, well, they need to just conform to what we know, but
Right.
That's not going to happen.
No, they're not going to conform. And I think Alicia brings out maybe ways that we can work together and draw on each other's strengths. And
Right.
that's where I think that it's going to be really educational.
Okay. And she's the keynote speaker.
Right.
And she'll be speaking at what time? Because I know there's a lot of different choices for folks who want to attend the conference. And you can attend the whole day. You can pick and choose. Maybe you can just come to hear Alicia if you wanted to, right?
Right. The keynote is 8:30 to 9:45.
Okay.
And actually, if you want to go through the different prices and the days, the full day conference with lunch is $95.
Right.
The full day conference without lunch is $85. Half day conference with lunch is $55. Half day conference without lunch is $45. And then the keynote only is $35. And of course, there's a late registration, and the cost will go up if you don't get your registration
Right.
in.
And that's after October 5th is when that
Correct.
higher price kicks in. That goes up by about $25 or so, it looks like to me.
Right. So you want to be sure and register early.
Right. And you can do that online.
You can,
Right.
and the website online is www.fourcornerspro.com.
That's the website.
That is the website.
And you can find out more information about the speakers I know and about the workshops and everything else that's going to be offered during that day. As you mentioned, there's a bunch of workshops that you've got scheduled.
Right. You can register there if you're interested in a booth exhibit, which is also an opportunity. You can get that information there. I believe there's sponsor information there. Anything you need should be on that website.
Okay. And we were talking before we came on the air this morning that this conference has been going on for how many years? It's like 30-something years, right?
It is our 34th conference.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
The history to me was pretty interesting. It started, Joyce Donald
Right.
who was the president of the local Better Business Bureau, was asked by Governor Tony Anaya in 1985 to put together a governor's regional conference for women. And she did this she formed a committee with 40 women and did this up until, let me see, in 1988. So she did it for 3 years. And then in 88, the funding was no longer there. So she went with her committee and they changed it to Four Corners Conference for Women.
Okay.
And that was up until 1999. And at that time, they changed it to Four Corners Conference for Professional Development and then invited the male participants.
I think men could always come, but it was called the Four Corners Conference for Women, and so it just changed names. But it's so interesting to me that only after those 4 years that Joyce was kind of putting it all together with the governor's direction, and then the funding went away. But of course, if anyone knows Joyce and knew Joyce, she wouldn't let that stop if she felt it was good for the community. And so obviously what happened was she got a bunch of sponsors together to continue this great community event, and here we are 34 years later.
We are. And Joyce was just amazing.
Yes.
I've been involved in the conference in either as an attendee or on the board in some facet or another since about 1996. But we're not for profit. Any funding over and above our expenses is going to be used for scholarships. And
that's really cool. That's another cool part of this conference, everybody, and I want to let you know. So if folks maybe can't, well, tell me what the scholarships are used for. So,
well, actually, what's really great about ours is they're non-traditional.
Yes.
So if you want to go to a conference somewhere and you need the registration fee, or if you need book money at the college, or anything. In fact, for me, I was a scholarship recipient, and that's kind of how I got involved in the actual board part of it. But I was a female, in my 40s that really didn't have income needs, but really couldn't afford tuition. And so while I was working on my bachelor's degree, the conference helped me out with some tuition and book money.
Nice.
So it was awesome.
And that's, again, what the proceeds help to pay for folks that can apply and maybe get some help with these expenses.
Right.
Which is great.
Right.
And so with that being said, you have another speaker who's going to be here, too, for the conference, correct, that we haven't talked about yet, and that is Karen, is it Purvis?
Yes, and she's going to be our luncheon speaker, and she is going to be talking about communication, and the title of hers is Communicate with Strength, and she says, got the right words, laugh and learn in this high-energy, fun-filled, humorous session.
Okay.
So she should be very entertaining also.
And she speaks twice, right, because you have two, actually, lunch periods for folks.
We hope to. Depending on our registration, we'll have 2 lunches, and so while Group 1 goes to lunch, then Group 2 can go ahead and go to the luncheon speaker, and then it'll flip.
It kind of swaps or flips,
at the second lunch.
But that's how it works. And so she will be here as well that day, in addition to your other keynote speaker, and they are coming in from out of town.
They are.
And that's what's so cool about this conference is that folks usually maybe have to go out of town to hear these folks speak or what have you, and this conference brings these folks to town.
And our keynote, we don't choose on our keynote. We bring in top-rated, top-notch keynotes. And we actually have kind of a lengthy process to determine who's going to be our keynote. We'll start out with about 10 different possibilities, and then the board kind of picks a few favorites, and then we take that out to the community, and we have a community breakfast, and then we get input from our professional community professional group, and they help us decide who we're going to bring in.
Very good. And so they're the ones that said, generations, we need help figuring this out. These generations in the workforce.
It was a really popular topic
I bet.
year, so.
I bet it would be. My guest this morning, Carol Taulbee, is here. She is one of the co-chairs for the Four Corners Conference for Professional Development, which is coming up very soon, everyone, October 11th here at San Juan College. So registration is open. There's late registration after October the 5th, but it behooves you to get signed up early so you can be part of the Four Corners Conference. And the workshops, and that's where you kind of get local folks to head up some of these workshops at the conference, right?
Right. There's a really good mix of both local and out-of-town speakers, and I mean, you'll just be blessed. It's just you have three sessions, and you have approximately 9 different choices for each session, and the workshops are really varied. They are from professional building skills, Excel, communication. I don't know if I mentioned this already. I mean, dealing with difficult people, customer service.
Right.
Just anything and everything is in these workshops.
I think it's hard to choose if you only have to go to one in each session, and there's so many good ones that you're just looking at the different ones like, well, I want to go to that one, but I also want to go to this one, and I know someone who should go to that one. But that's one of the big challenges, I think, is trying to pick the ones that really best suit you. You have so many to choose from.
Right.
And trying to do it all in just one day. But that's how it is. And you're right. From looking at the names of these workshops, and I'll share a few with the folks too. Let's see. A look behind the door of cyber home and business invasion. That is one workshop that's being presented. Also, leading the way with greatness, about leadership skills and things like that, which we can all use a refresher on and a reminder about in business and relationships and things like that. Any favorites that jump out at you, Carol?
Actually, one that I'm signed up for that I thought was really interesting was forgiving workplace and forgiveness in the workplace. And I
interesting.
That should be a really interesting talk on learning how to get along with our coworkers and maybe not holding grudges. And
right.
So it should be a pretty interesting one. The other one was, you mentioned the cybersecurity, and in my job, that is a big deal.
The other hat that you wear, right? Yeah. Remind us that other job too.
I am the Chief Deputy Treasurer for San Juan County, and so of course we I have to protect
security
our
is important.
Yeah, protect the county's money and the investments, and so cybersecurity is just always a big interest to me.
Definitely, that's very true. But that's just some of them. And again, to find out the rest of the workshops, because unfortunately we don't have enough time to go through all of them on the radio this morning, but you can go to the website, which is Four Corners. You write out the word four, F-O-U-R, cornerspro.com is the website.
Right.
And there's also, every year, another great sponsor who also provides a grand prize for folks who are there for the entire day at the conference, right?
Right. Brian Freytag has done this forever and ever and ever, and he always designs the most amazing piece of jewelry. And this year it is an amethyst, deep royal purple amethyst ring that the diamonds weigh 0.42. It's 0.42 carats, and the value of it is $5,000, and it's just beautiful.
We're showing a picture of it now for folks who are watching, which is the reason we tell you all to please watch the video on our Facebook and YouTube channels so you can see a little extra information that we share on these interviews this morning, everybody. But there is the ring, and it looks gorgeous.
It is. It's just beautiful. And I mean, I have had coworkers that have gone to the conference and actually won. I've had one at the city and one at the county that have actually won whatever it was that
the grand prize. But it's usually something this stunning. Every year.
It's always beautiful.
Right?
Always, yes.
And so, but the thing is, you've got to be there at the end of the conference. Isn't that the rule?
Right. You have to be there when they do the drawing in order to win it.
Okay.
So.
But once you've attended, you're automatically entered, and you're there at the end of the day. You're there to possibly win this grand prize. And what a great, again, every year, you mentioned Brian Freytag always presents a great grand prize for this conference from the jewelry store.
It's a great incentive to go, along with the wonderful conference. The food is always really good. The workshops are great. So
right.
It's a win-win.
It is. And again, it's pretty affordable. As we mentioned, too, the pricing for the Four Corners Conference, if you can get in an early registration, it could be the whole day for under $100, $95.
Right. One of the other things that I'd like to mention, Scott, is the scholarship opportunity.
Right.
If you sponsor, we need sponsors. Always we need sponsors, because the more sponsors we get, the more I get to give away in scholarship funding, which is one of my duties on the board. And for $150 sponsorship, you can go to the full day conference. You can sponsor us. We'll put your name everywhere we can think of to put it. And it's just, if you don't want to go, maybe send one of your employees, but it's just a great opportunity to help us, help the community, and so we'd really love to have interested sponsorships. It
links your business name with this great event, and you get, I don't know how many attendees that you get, but all of them are seeing your logo and your name associated with the conference. About 400, you said? Interesting. Well, that's a lot. So that's for $150. That's money well spent.
Right.
with 400 people
Right.
attending this conference. So, Carol, we just have a few minutes remaining. So
Okay.
if folks would like more information or would like to be a sponsor, can they call you, or how would you like that to work? Or should they call the organizers or go through the website? What's the best way, do you
I would
think?
say go to the website. Everything is there.
Okay.
Contact information should be out there.
Right. I'm seeing a number here at the college to register by phone, which is 505-566-3461, where folks can call, or if they have other questions maybe that we haven't answered
Right.
this morning, they can use that number, or again, use the website, and but they can register now and probably do it soon, so they get that pre-registration number.
Right. Right.
Okay. Very
Yes.
good.
We'd love to have you come.
Indeed. It's a great event and a great day here at San Juan College. Again, it is Thursday, October 11th, the Four Corners Conference for Professional Development, and the theme, Unlock the Power of Generations. Figure out what those millennials are doing. That's important. Carol, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Carol Taulbee, my guest here, one of the co-chairs for the Four Corners Conference for Professional Development here on KSJE.
With or without